Hello, my sweet friend. I am Cristina Arevalo, a cake decorator, coach, and teacher, and I am here to empower my fellow cake artists to unleash their creativity and unite as a strong cake community. Whether you are a seasoned professional or just starting out, this podcast is here to support and empower you on your cake decorating journey. Let me coach you for success by setting achievable goals, understanding that managing your time and having a positive mindset, knowing your customers, and learning how to teach your craft are all as important as flour, sugar, and eggs. I'll share what has worked for me from a very personal and relatable perspective. My goal is to help you establish your presence, reduce stress related to time and working hours, and engage in cake collaborations and competitions. Eventually, you could become that featured cake artist in a magazine or teach at international events just like me. Welcome to the Art Cake Coach podcast. Well, hello, my sweet friends. Cristina here. Welcome to another episode of the Art Cake Coach podcast. Today, I'm just stopping by to tell you that we have a very special episode with two great cake artists, two great ladies who are nominated for the DMA Awards. So, for the Delicious Magazine Awards, and we are here today only talking about what's gonna come up. What's gonna happen on the weekend of the 14th of February. So the awards will be held on the 15th of February. That will be a week from now, from when you're listening to this episode. So I'm not gonna take too long just to say hello and to invite you to listen to today's episode. And I really, really hope that you like it and you enjoy it. And if you're going to the DMAs, I cannot wait to see you there. So here we go with our episode. Well, hello, my sweet friends, and welcome to another episode of the Art Cake Coach podcast. Cristina here, and I have two very special guests with me today, Debbie Locke and Aimee Ford, who are here with us today. And we're going to talk everything DMA's awards because we are all nominated to the awards and we're very excited. And we're going to talk about that amongst other things. How are you girls? How are you doing today?
Good.
Great.
Yay. Debbie, tell everybody, where are you from and where are you talking to us from?
I am from Suffolk in England, in the UK.
There you go. That's Debbie.
That's me.
Aimee. What about Aimee?
I'm from a tiny island called the Isle of Man, also in the UK, kind of slap bang between England, Ireland, Scotland, and Wales, right in the middle
You're
of the
right
sea there.
there in the middle. Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. I've always been curious about those islands, or that island. Is one island or a set of islands?
It's one. We've got one tiny little island off the very
Okay,
bottom, but it's
okay.
one
Because
island.
it's right there in the middle. It's like, boom.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, thank you so much, girls, for being here today. Like last year, I made the call on Facebook to see who wanted to show up here for the podcast before the DMAs. The DMAs are like, what, 3 weeks away? Two
Yeah.
and a half, something like that. Oh my God. And I wanted to do an episode before the show, before the awards. We did a couple last year, and Debbie was here on the ones that we did about the
Not that I like
expectations.
talking or anything.
Come on, you love it. And talking about the awards, the expectations. Last year was the first time live because I think Callie the year before did it online.
Yes.
So it was the first time live. So it was a lot of expectation going on. Aimee, you were at the awards as well.
I was, yeah.
Yes.
I was a finalist last year, so
Yeah. So Debbie, you were nominated last year for Flowers.
Last year for Flowers in the final, and the year before for Flowers in the final.
There you go. And this year, it's just Flowers as well?
Just Flowers.
Just Flowers. Well, you keep going, Debbie. This might be your year. Debbie has a very special award that Kelly did for her. We're not going to talk about that, but she has a very special award that Kelly had made for her. Aimee, what about you? Last year you were nominated for
Yeah, I
Cake
was a
party.
finalist for Cake Designer of the Year last year. And
Okay.
then this year, I'm a finalist for One to Watch, Flawless Finish, Cake Designer, and Cake Artist, the big
Oh my
one.
God, 4 nominations. How does that feel? Like coming from one nomination, yay, one
Yeah,
nomination
mind
to
blown. Mind blown. Like,
yeah.
especially kind of because you get the emails come in to let you know that you have been longlisted. So
Mhm.
you kind of have to maybe submit supporting evidence, things like that. And these emails were coming in, and I was kind of going, "Oh my God!" And of course, you can't tell anyone, so you're jumping around excited, but you can't
Yeah,
tell anybody. And then when they were announcing them, and I was just like, "Oh my God." You know,
it's
four
real.
categories. And Cake Artist of the Year, the ladies that I'm up against are phenomenal, big names all around the world. So I'm not quite sure how I snuck in on that one, but I'm very grateful to whoever nominated me.
I know the feeling. I know the feeling
Yeah,
of
I know
how
the feeling too.
yeah, it's like how did I get to that one? I just laughed. I mean, everything you just said, the emails coming in and everything. I kind of expecting the community with the cake friends. I was like, okay, I'm happy that the community is nominated again. Then the cake coach, I was like, oh, this is great because I always think that I'm not doing enough as a cake coach. So I was like, I'm not gonna be nominated for that one, but that was great. Now the one that I just laughed and laughed was cake, what is it, sugar personality. I just laughed with that one. I was like, what? I have a sugar personality.
You are.
Excuse me. It's like move over. So Jeannie from Jeannie, well, used to be Jeannie and Joe. No, it's just Jeannie. Jeannie and Joe.
Yeah,
They're also nominated for sugar personality. We were just laughing. He's like, no, we're in the cool kids section now. We're sugar personalities. That was fun and not expected at all. As well. Um, Tell me before we get into how do you feel about the nomination and all of that. I want to know. I know, but I want the audience to know a little bit about you. How did you start it? How did you get to this point where you're nominated again for the awards? What made you start, Debbie? I know you mentioned that a little bit last year, but we have new audience this year, so you have to talk about that again. How did you start it in the cake world?
Well, because like I say, I'm a qualified riding instructor is what I did, but I didn't want to keep doing that for the rest of my life. And the only other thing I could do was bake a decent cake. So I basically taught myself how to ice a cake. So
That's
yeah,
good.
that's how I kind of started and just sort of plodded along really. But coming into doing the sugar flowers purely by chance of the lovely lockdown that we had, I thought I would do a couple of online courses just because it was one thing I avoided with doing the cakes. I hated doing flowers. I really, really hated it. I thought this just not for me. It's too pretty and I can't make them. And I quite enjoyed doing the courses, and I thought, well, okay, I'll give this a go. And so then I sort of sat and taught myself to take flowers apart and start making flowers a bit more. So that's how the kind of flowers started with me. And then, you know, being nominated for, I mean, this is the third time I've been nominated for the Sugar Floral, and it's just, it does blow my brain a little bit because, you know, like Aimee was saying, you know, when you're up against people that just, they are so good and you think, why am I sat here?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's, I kind of I've done it again. My brain has lost the flow of where it was
Don't worry
going.
about it.
But
Don't worry
yeah,
about it.
anyway, so yeah, so I've I've always enjoyed making cakes. I taught myself to decorate them, and just over the years, I've kind of, with doing the competitions and things, it kind of makes me not better myself, but it makes me up my skill level
Mhm.
because I think, you know, okay, that was great, but I can do better. And then, you know, I'll enter another competition. And so then my clients start to get better cakes basically because I put more into it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's, a little bit about me. I hope that made sense because
It
I'm not.
does. It does. Does absolutely. And I love what you mentioned that by entering these competitions and by all of this that goes around our our niche, what we do, right? It's not
Mm.
just about being in the kitchen and creating cakes. It's about all of that that also makes you be better.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, and I
even the
think
flowers when you didn't like it. Yeah.
and going out to, like when you go to Cake International and things like that, it's you see up, all the incredible things that people can create with,
Hmm.
just a bit of cake and a bit of sugar paste is
Yeah.
just, it's
And
crazy.
you got an award at Cake International this year
I
or last year.
did.
Yes. How see? You win something, Debbie.
Something.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. How was it? How was that feeling?
It was, again, it was a bit surreal. It was a bit sort of, wow, I'm actually up here and I've won.
See?
but
There you go.
but again, and I always take on the feedback.
Mm,
I don't look at the feedback and go, oh, actually I don't agree with that. I always look at the feedback and go, okay, and I'll take another look at what I've done and gone, yeah, okay, I could have done better with that. That's fair enough.
yeah,
um, and I'll work on it. There's no point in going, oh well, I don't agree, because I'm not the judge. What's the point?
got it. Yeah.
So yeah. So even though I won, I've taken away from that things that I could have improved on, things that I rushed, like we all do.
Yeah.
Um,
Last minute.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, I love doing the competitions for that reason, because it definitely ups your skill, and doing things then like going to wedding fairs and things like that. You know, people then see more up to date cakes. They see
Mhm.
things coming through that, they may not see if someone doesn't necessarily go out into the, what I call the cake world, and see
Yeah.
what's coming through, what's new and things like that. So yeah, that's why I like doing the competitions.
That's great.
And it's nice to win something now and again, but
Yeah, it's great. It's great. Yeah, no, that was good. I remember and I was like, yeah, you won something. I remember that. Good. Now, Amy, but in the competition side, I know you're a judge at Cake
Yeah.
International, right? Okay, so
Yes,
we're
I
gonna
am.
talk from the other side, but before that,
Yeah.
tell us how long you've been in the business. How did you start it? Why did you start it?
So I've been making cakes for 13 years. I worked in finance before that, and I moved jobs, and I went from a job where there was a lot of overtime to a job where there was no overtime. And suddenly I had free time on my hands and I started baking cupcakes. And as is often the way, friends and family went, hey, these are really good. You should sell them. And so I started a business. Originally, my business was called Butterfingers, and it grew. And within a year and a half, I'd quit my safe finance job to take the plunge and go all in with the cakes. And um, yeah, it's been a journey. By the time I'd been in it kind of maybe 6 or 7 years, I was starting to feel that that ambitious side of me needed to have that stretch. And I was doing really, really well locally, but I needed more. So I went and entered Cake International. I mean, if you're going to enter a competition, why not enter the biggest one in the world for your first attempt? And I've had a journey with Cake International. I've had everything from no award. It even happens and has happened to the judges. I've had everything from no award to gold. And it's I've been, I mean, it's a running joke, I've been that person that has been arguing with a judge, and and that person that sends an email in and says I don't agree. But now obviously I'm on the other side and witnessing it from the other side of things. But
Yeah.
I think because of that history of going through the competition beforehand, I'm very, very conscious the entire time that I'm judging of the person who has created this piece of art, and you know, making sure that everything that I give is relevant, and it's just completely objective, and there's no personal taste comes into it at all when you're judging. I know that people think that that's the case. It's not the case. And yeah, I think I've had kind of obviously lots of ups and downs along the years, as everybody does, where you have that moment where, you know, you drop a cake on the floor, or we've all had those moments where you've done an emergency stop and the split second thought of, do I just hit this person who stepped in front of me and saved my cake, or do I hit the brakes? And
Exactly.
obviously you hit the brakes, and then you have to kind of pull in, and you're thinking, please be okay, please be okay. So I've had all the experiences over the years, and it's amazing now to be taking it to that next level and judging at Cake International. And I'm going to the show in Dortmund in March in
Nice.
Germany. So going there with Saracino and things like that. And I've got kind of lots of things in the pipeline. So it's amazing to be taking that kind of next step. Really
That's
is. When I think of how far I've come, I'm like, oh, okay, I've done okay. I'm not doing bad. Like,
It's great,
it's been a
right?
journey.
It's great. And it's great to take those moments when you just sit down and just, because I don't know if for you girls happen. For me, it's like always what's next. I'm always looking at what's next. But sometimes I have to force myself to like, okay, just look back. It's like, oh, okay. I kind of did a lot. So that's good. It feels that it feels good. That sense of
Yeah,
accomplishment. Great, great. Being a judge, because you said you've been through the you started as a competitor, and now
yeah.
you're a judge. Um, do you feel that that has also improved, like Debbie was mentioning, like participating in the competitions improve your skills as a cake artist? As a judge, does the same? Does it
Yeah,
help
I
you?
mean, absolutely. And for me, like as a judge, you're looking for things that are fresh, that are new, new techniques, new ideas, a great use of color. And I'm not saying that it has to be bright colors, just the color palette really works for the piece. A good theme, good concept. The execution is a huge part of it, because we've all been there where we rush an element, and then
Yeah.
and then you open the feedback and you look and you go, damn, they saw that I rushed it. And they said, next time take a little bit more care to glaze your leaves evenly. Glazing leaves evenly is a very common common feedback comment across the board. And you know, I think most people, the glazing of the leaves is just the one thing that everybody hates doing, because you're just like, oh my God, if I don't get this right, then I get it very wrong. There's no in the middle ground.
Yeah.
But we, yeah, having done all of that, I think it's made me a better person, for sure. I think it's taught me resilience. And when you go to Cake International, and there are times, and I have had it, where I've gone with a concept and it's fallen flat. And now with hindsight, I look and I go, did I explain my concept well enough? Could I have included on a note and explained things? Could I have,
Yeah.
you know, given a judge that understanding? We only have a short period of time to judge a piece. You know, could I have helped them understand that piece more? And actually, with the benefit of hindsight, yes, I could have. Um, and you know, I've had times where I've taken something that I thought was great. I took a bright yellow cake one year, that anyone who knows me knows about the bright yellow cake. And it looked fluorescent yellow underneath those lights with the pink carpet and everything else. And it didn't go down particularly well. I personally loved it, but then I realise now, I'm like, I didn't explain, instead of doing very set techniques on per tier, I'd done it that I did a myriad of techniques all over the cake in all places, but I didn't tell anybody what I'd done, why I'd done it, what my ideas were. I hadn't done any of that.
Yeah.
So I can't expect a judge to get into my head and understand what's going on in my
Yeah.
head unless
Yeah.
I communicate it. But So that's one of my comments as a judge is, if you think there's going to be any room where somebody may not quite grasp where you're coming from, leave us a note. We read them all. Like, we read them all. Leave us
That's
a note.
good. That's
Help.
good. I actually, well, I knew, but I didn't know. I didn't pay attention to that part of the notes. That would be.
But I
That would be
think also you're right about with the techniques, because we know that we need to show all these techniques. But I think sometimes when you're trying to show too many techniques, it's a bit like when someone orders a cake and they want this and that and that and that and that and that, and that on
And
it,
you're
you
like,
know, all these
no.
different things.
Yeah.
You go, oh, hang on a minute, you know, sometimes less is more. And I think with doing the competition pieces, we know that the judges want to see all these different techniques, but it's putting them onto the piece in a way that they can either, you know, understand what all those techniques are, or like you say, leave a note and say, you know, I did this and this and this, you know, because
Yeah.
otherwise it just looks like you've thrown everything at a piece, and
Yeah, and it
it's
comes
too
down
much.
to the piece specifically, right? Like maybe because for me it has happened that maybe I do one with too much and they recommended to do less. Then I do less and they recommended to do much. But when I look at the piece, it's like, well, it for example, this one, this could have used more. That
Mm.
one, it could have used less. I mean, but you have to look back and or
It's,
you know, take a step back and check it out. Yeah.
yeah, it's very hard to look on our own work objectively,
Yeah.
but I think that the people who do incredibly well with CI and competitions in general, and I don't mean the people that go and get best in show necessarily, but the people who grow the most from it are the people who, like Debbie said, you get the feedback and you read the feedback, and then you look at your piece and look at it based upon the feedback, and then you go, okay, I get it now. You know, I do see it and I see what they mean and I can understand that. Obviously we do all have the you know, difference of opinion. We're human, but each piece, you know, we judge them as an individual, and we look at each piece individually and judge it on its own merits. Everybody starts with 100,
Yeah,
and
that's what Davey
then obviously,
always says here in the show. Yeah.
yeah, deducted from there.
Yeah.
And we do look at each piece. And if we have any questions, you know, on each category, we have a minimum of 2 judges. So some categories it could be 3, or you know, we could have a 4th judge come in. And we always have David is always available for any questions. And my gosh, we do question him, and we say, what about this? What about that?
Yeah.
And I was this year, you know, I judged a category with Suzanne and Ben, and it was a tough category. The standards are ridiculously high, and it's impressive. You know, some of these pieces we were going, wow, look at this,
Yeah.
look at this. But anything where we had any manner of doubt, we consult each other and we discuss it.
Yeah.
So it's never just a case of a one pair of eyes only on any piece, and
Mhm.
and we benchmark even throughout the day if needs be. If we
Yeah.
feel that we need to get the 3 of us back together, we will do. And
Yeah.
I mean, it's a hard day, I'm not going to lie. Everybody leaves at 5 and we're still there until they kick us out. But it's
It is
worthwhile.
hard.
It's
It is
great.
hard work. And I take off my hat because that's something I honestly, and I said it to David here in the show, I don't want to do it. Thank you so much. No. It's not for me. I know I'm too nice. I will say that everybody gets 100, everybody gets an award because, like, no, I can't. I can't. I feel bad. I feel it's like, no, it's not for me. And you really have to be very fair and observe and question and have that support in order to be a
And
good judge.
the
Yeah.
main thing that we all take from it is we want to encourage. We don't want to leave people never wanting to enter again or anything like that. We want to encourage, but at the same time, we are going to feedback and give constructive feedback as to where there may have been some issues potentially with a piece, where it could have been done better, where you might have missed a couple of fingernail marks. It
Yeah.
could be little elements like that,
Mhm.
and then you just have a few of those together, and it might just be or it might be saying, you know, um yeah, trying to think of an example. It could be that you've tried to throw so much at the cake that the top two tiers of your cake are one cake and the bottom two are completely different, and they
It's
kind of don't work
not
together.
cohesive. Yeah.
So, we try and be really, really fair, and we try and be constructive. And I know that kind of most of us were furiously writing big, long amounts of feedback, where we tell you what you've done really well, but we will tell you where you can improve. And
Yeah.
I think that's the most valuable thing to take from a competition
Yeah.
is,
Sure.
some people are naturally extremely talented and walk in and first try go and get a goal. And then other people grow year on year. And you can't compare yourself to other people because you're only in
Yeah.
competition with yourself. You're not in competition
Yeah,
with
and
those other people.
that is the one thing I love about Cake International. I'm not into competitions too much. I have to be honest. It's not my cup of tea. But if I go, it's like, okay, let's just try it. Let's just see what happens. But that's one thing that I love. It's like you're competing with yourself. You're not
Mm.
competing against anybody else.
And
And I
this,
think,
Yeah.
that's why I do, different categories. Like
yeah,
every year I seem to do like a different category because I kind of do a bit of everything, and
yeah,
I do it to see, okay, let's see how far I can push myself to create something in this category. Like the flowers that I did in November, that's the first time I've entered the flowers at CI, because
yeah.
I've put it off and put it off, and I was like, no, enter it, see what feedback you
See
get,
what
see what
feedback
happens.
does. Yeah,
And that's again the only way that you'll grow. And I like to think that I've been a grower, so I've got,
you
but
do
I
grow.
learn,
It's true.
I
It's
learn.
true.
And
It's true.
this is what I then give to my son. If you don't try these things, you'll never know. And also you will never learn. You never learn that, okay, I need to improve on this, or I need to improve on that, or actually that wasn't so bad, but
Yeah.
you could improve on that if you just did this or did that. But the
Mhm.
only way to do that is to learn. And if you stay stuck in your own little box, you're never going to expand, you're never going to grow. And that's for me, that's what's helped, is doing the competitions. That's really helped for
Absolutely.
me.
Absolutely.
That's great. And for us as judges, we are so passionate about it. And it's, as you say, Christina, you wouldn't want to judge because you'd want to give everyone 100. We want to judge because we want to help everyone to improve,
Yeah.
and we're so passionate about what we do. And most of us have been there at some point where something hasn't necessarily gone our way, and so it's trying to find a way to write that down on the page, on the feedback form, in a really positive manner, to leave somebody walking away going, I didn't maybe get what I wanted to get, but I've got something else from it
Yeah.
instead.
Yeah. Yeah. You're not walking empty-handed.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah.
never,
Yeah.
never.
It's good. It's good. And it's mainly the feeling of when you go to Cake International. Now, the DMAs, let's talk about the juicy stuff. What we're here for. The DMA.
Yeah.
It's a different kind of competition, but still a competition, right? Um, being a competitor is where you put your work out there, and being in this kind of awards, which is, it's a mix of a judge, of a popular vote, of putting yourself out there, because most of us, we nominate ourselves like, hi, can you please vote for me, which is something that I used to dread to do, but I'm like, I don't care, I'm just gonna do it. And how do you feel about going to this award with this nominations now? Debbie, you mentioned about how you feel with the flowers, but I mean, in a different, I don't mean about the category, but in this different kind of competition, do you think it is also something that makes you grow as a cake artist?
Yeah, definitely. Because like for me, being in the final against such, for me, like famous people, that are really good at what they do, and to think that someone feels that my work is worthy to be next to theirs, it gives you that boost to kind of go, okay, I'm doing something right.
Mhm.
It's hard work, and I work really hard at it, but I'm obviously doing something right to be noticed, to even be, there at the final amongst these people.
Yeah.
And for the third year in a row as well. It's okay, one, but but just
We will
just to
keep
be there.
going. We will keep going, Deb. Don't worry.
Just to be there. And there's other because last year I was in the final for the baking. I can't even remember what it's called, the baking industry one.
Want to watch? Was it?
No, it was I don't know what it was called, the Baking Industry Awards.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it was a big one. You're sort of, the other sort of categories are, you sort of sat there and there's all these famous, bread people and things like that. But again, it makes you kind of go, okay, someone has noticed that I'm worthy to be there, which
Yeah.
it does
Yeah.
give you a confidence boost,
It
definitely.
does. It does.
Which is why I keep doing it and losing, because I go, right, okay, next time.
We're gonna do it next time. Yes. Aimee, what about you? Same? Do you feel
Yeah,
it's
I
a
mean,
boost?
it just blows my mind that there's people out there who want to nominate me. I guess kind of I quite often create things that I think are a bit weird, and a bit different, and I and then to have somebody say I like that and think and my name come to their mind when they go, oh, this is who I'm going to nominate for these categories. As you say, everybody nominates themselves, but you kind of, to have people that are your peers, people that you look up to and respect, and for them to nominate you as well, because obviously your own nomination is just one nomination, and
Exactly.
when everyone nominates each other, it takes other people to nominate you, and that just blows my mind that there's other people that have gone, hey, I like her work. Like, that's just like, wow.
Yeah, that absolutely. I agree with you. It's that moment when you realize, well, somebody else also thinks what I'm doing is worth being there. So yeah, yeah. And to anyone who's listening right now and who think, because you made it, you're famous, you're out there. It's like, no, no, no. We all started in our kitchens doing the same that you're doing and thinking that nobody cares. And it's just, I think, I don't know if it's the case for you. I'm sure it is, but it's just consistency. Keep going, keep doing it.
Yeah.
Going into competitions, collaborations, things that make you grow as a cake artist, and putting yourself out there. Um, Not only to like, I've said it before here on the podcast. It's like, this is not a Hollywood movie that, I'm doing my cakes and suddenly somebody saw it and now I'm famous. No, you have to put yourself out there. You have to show the world what you do. Otherwise, or nominate yourself. I mean, you have to put yourself out there. But then you have the support of your peers and the people who loves you and support you in this kind of awards, which is different than Cake International. But now it's the second year. I wish we had Kelly here with us, because I think Kelly's doing an amazing job. I told her in her
Yeah.
face. She knows, because I've told her. I think she's doing an amazing job. Not to talk badly or to ditch in other cake awards competitions, but I mean, I think we were needing something fresh, right? We're not going to mention names, but I think we were needing of something fresh and different, and I feel that we got it last year with the awards. How did you feel? Everything going into the ceremony, seeing everybody, how the awards went. How was it for you, the experience last year?
I mean, I felt like, because I know how much work she puts in. I really, I really do. And when I got there and seeing it all sort of come to life, but what I think was really lovely, and I know it will be again this year, is just how sort of welcoming and relaxed. I mean, it's got that glitzy side to it, which is lovely, and we all get dressed up. But you know, it just feels so relaxed, and you feel like it could go, you know, you want it to go on longer, because it was like,
Yeah.
oh, I know it's too quick.
Yeah.
You know, I think we should make her have it through the whole day, so it's like a wedding. We can spend
Like
the
a
whole
wedding,
day
yeah.
there.
That's true. Yeah, yeah. Oh, I did feel that also, and it felt like it felt home. It felt
Yeah.
friendship. It was really nice. It was really nice. Yeah.
I loved the fact that she kept things quite fast paced, and everybody, whether they were handing out an award or receiving an award, the speeches were quite short and sweet, to the point. And everybody there was just so happy
Yeah.
for everyone, whether you were a finalist or a winner, it didn't matter. It was like, everybody got a cheer when their name was read out as a finalist.
Yeah.
And it was just so friendly and so much fun. And yeah, I mean, my feet were killing me from dancing.
Yeah, but yeah, the shoes. I know. I'm battling with the shoes that I'm wearing this year, because yeah, my feet were killing me last year as well.
And I see, I had big boots on, big flat boots, perfect.
Because your dress was like princess dress, and nobody saw
I know,
your
but no
feet.
one
Yeah.
can see my boot. No one can see my boots under that
Yeah.
dress.
No, I didn't
Oh,
know you were
God.
wearing boots. You're giving me ideas,
I
Debbie.
did not. I
You're
had
giving me some ideas.
ridiculous shoes that had big butterfly wings on the back of the heels,
Oh.
and they were beautiful. However, they are possibly the most painful thing on the planet.
No, I
Because
give
I kept
comfort.
on.
Yeah, I mean, we look great, but come on, we're used to being in our kitchen, probably wearing like, comfy shoes. So it's like, yeah, yeah. Well, my dress this year is long, so maybe I will
Yeah.
go with the boots. Yeah.
I'm starting a trend. Everyone's going to wear boots this year.
My friend Charlie's probably is not going to let me, because she's my fashion advisor. But she's always goes with me everywhere. Debbie knows Charlie's, and she's my fashion advisor. So she's probably not going to let me wear boots, but I think I might just put some boots in my suitcase, just in
See?
case, just in case, or some fancy tennis shoes. I think it was Miriam who had like shiny tennis shoes last year. I don't know if it was Miriam or somebody
Yeah.
else. That was smart too. That was smart too. Very nice. What do you expect this year? Do you expect to be the same, better? I don't know. What are your expectations for this year's awards?
I know it's going to be better.
Yeah, because Oh my God, what does Kelly has prepared for us?
I'm not giving away any secrets, but I know it's going to be absolutely amazing. And Kelly, there'll be lots of games, because Kelly loves a game.
Yeah. I
But yeah.
couldn't find my match last year. Couldn't.
Oh,
Yeah,
well, there'll be lots of games this year, so yeah, get ready.
Okay, we will. We will. Good. It's in a different venue than last year. It's in a different venue. I'm curious about that as well, about the venue.
I think
Hopefully
it's
the
going to
weather
be.
helps this
I think
time.
the whole thing is going to be. I mean, it was amazing last year, but I think the whole thing is going to be just slightly better this year.
Oh, nice. Ooh, now I'm curious. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. So you have all your dresses sorted out for this year?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah. I'm recycling a dress.
Is that just you?
Yeah.
Great.
I'm recycling. I wore it for a local awards on the Isle of Man, and it was a few years ago. And then I got a bit fatter, and it didn't fit anymore. And now I'm not as fat anymore, so it fits again. So it brought me luck last time, because I won when I was wearing it, and so fingers crossed it might bring me luck again. If not, it's going on eBay.
There you go. There you go.
Well, I'm just wearing my loser dress that I just seem to lose everything in. So yeah. But
but it's a beautiful dress.
Different accessories and different boots, maybe.
There you go. Different boots, different accessories, and there you go. Well, I'm going back to my roots. I'm wearing purple this year.
Yay!
Yeah. Last year I was like, no, I'm gonna, do something different. No, to see if we get any luck. The purple dress. Maybe it's the color, maybe it's the brand. I need the purple in it. So this time it's purple. Yeah.
I'm going full length black sparkles, full length black sequins, and it's got a bit of a train and everything. So it's very OTT. I was determined I needed a second wear out of it.
So you could wear sparkly trainers with that. Then you'd be like comfortable all night.
Yeah.
It's unfortunately it was altered so that it's the right length at the front for with heels, because otherwise I'd fall over it, and you'll see when you see it. It's ridiculous. When you walk up steps, there's a particular knack to holding the front up so you don't go flat on your face. But it may
Oh.
all go wrong. It may all go wrong, so
Oh,
I may end up flat
now
on
I'm
my face.
curious.
I'm
I want to
presenting.
see the dress. I want to see that
Yeah,
dress.
I'm presenting an award, so it's I'm hoping I don't fall over on my way up to
Ah,
up
me
to the
too.
podium.
I'm also presenting an award this year. I said yes to Kelly. I don't know why. And she's like, "Would you
Can't
please?"
say no to Kelly. That's the
And I'm
trouble.
like, why did I say yes? I'm also presenting an award, and I'm scared that I will fall on my face with the heels. Yes, it's like, oh God, no, don't do it, Christina, don't do it. But yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be our Oscar moments.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the nominees are. That will be great. That will be great. Um, I do have a dress that I have never wore, which is it's sparkly purple dress, but
Ooh.
Oh.
I don't know. I'm thinking about it. Both are purple. One is sparkling, the other is not. So I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I'll have to think
Bring
about
them
that.
both.
Yeah, I'll see. I'll see which one I feel like it on the day. We'll see. Very good. Girls, what for the people who's listening to the episode, tell us what are you do you have anything new coming up in the future, anything that people can look you up for or get excited about? Tell me about it.
So I am finally putting together some online flower sort of courses stroke workshop type things,
Great.
because I've decided, if I keep waiting until everything is perfect and perfectly in line, I will never do it, because I was supposed to do this last year and I didn't. So I am doing it this year, and I'm doing all the seasons: spring, summer, autumn, winter, and there'll be, I think, 3 or 4 different types of flowers in each one. Because and I'm trying to do it so that anyone can do these. I'm trying to do it so there'll be little bits for people that already make flowers, and there's a few little techniques that over the years I've learned and picked up, which I also take and use for other things, not just flowers. That's what I've learned with doing the flowers. So I've got those coming up, and I'm also putting together other sort of workshops and things that I can hold in the cake studio, and I'm trying to be sort of proactive with that this year.
Oh, that's great. That's great. I mean, transitioning into teaching is something that I love. I love because I love teaching, and it's very rewarding. It's very nice.
Yeah.
And I agree with you 100%. We're never 100% ready. So just do it.
No.
Just do
No.
it.
Yeah.
And you will learn, you will keep learning in the way, and
Yeah.
and I'm sure it's going to turn out great. I will be your student because I'm one of those who's terrible at doing. I mean, I try with the flowers, but something between me and the flowers, we haven't got to that point yet. It's like,
You've got to
yeah,
learn to love them.
I need to learn to love them. I'm okay with wafer paper. Okay, it's like, okay, I can do this with the pace. Like, I don't know, I haven't. So I need your classes. I will be one of your students for sure.
I
Yeah.
look forward to
To see if it is with you. I mean, all of my cake, my flower artist friends are trying to get me to do flowers, and I keep disappointing them. Maybe with you is the one. Yeah.
Exactly.
Aimee, what about you?
Well, I'm actually at the moment I'm working on my cake classes for Cake International this year. So I've been invited back, which is amazing. So I'm doing another 1 day class on the Saturday.
Mm.
Um, and because it's me and I couldn't decide what to do, so I'm just putting the finishing touches to 3 potential designs for the team at Cake International to choose from, because I couldn't decide. So I just thought I'll do all 3 and then they can choose which one. And so hopefully we'll have that out there launched in the next month, available for people to book onto. But I'm also I've I've launched my own products. So I've got my range of embossing mats. They're fab. They're not made out of silicone, which obviously a lot of these kind of texture mats and things are made out of silicone. Mine aren't. They're not. They're made
Oh,
out of a food safe foam. So they're really light, easy. They don't take up much space or anything like that. And they're big. That was my main prerogative, is they needed to be big enough that I mean, the inside measurements for the actual texture is 7 inches by 16 inches. So they're big enough to go around a tall cake.
okay.
And even just one length of the mat will wrap around a 5-inch cake, no bother. So they're fab. I've got, at the minute, there's 10 designs for those, but there are more that have been shipped this week, and so I'm going to be expanding and adding a few more to the range. I've also got a range of pre-cut wafer paper wraps. So for people that struggle maybe with stencils, things like that, these are a great way to Debbie's putting her hand up.
Like, yay, yeah.
These are a great way to get a design onto your cake with minimal effort. Can't speak. Minimal effort. They're really easy to use. Again, they're the sort of thing where I kind of went, I'm taking a chance here, because this is something that I feel is lacking. They're not available anywhere.
Mhm.
And they're great. You can color them using, either a light airbrush and just go over it very lightly, so it doesn't warp, or dust, or quite often I like to use a colored cake behind, and then you've got the white of the wafer paper and it shows up that way.
Oh, nice.
um super easy to use and affordable as well, because one of the things that I always try and say, like, competitions are great and they push your boundaries, but we're all here at the end of the day to try to make some money,
Ah, yeah.
to afford to live.
Mhm.
And we all know that cake as an industry is highly undervalued by the general public. We've all heard many times that how much for a cake? So I'm trying to make it that people can have techniques that are super easy to use, whilst also being affordable, and they have that impact. So people look and they go, wow, that's really amazing. And then at the same time they kind of go, oh, I can do that. It's easy and
Yeah,
it's affordable. So my
I can
clients
do
can
it.
afford that.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. That's great. I cannot wait to see those. I mean, great. Great idea. I mean, those are great products, and I wish you both the best with your classes and with your products. I cannot wait to see both of you in with your new things coming up. That's great. That's great. I wanted to go I wanted to ask you more about the business side, Aimee, because you said that you've been in business. I mean, you in work before in business area. Was that something that helped you also be or have success as a cake artist? Because I always say, everybody here, remember, is the business, and yeah, most people don't remember that.
Yeah, that's what I always find, is I always say to people, you've got to remember that you're a business. So you
Hmm.
have your costs, and then you have your time, and then you have your profit, because you're a business, you're not a charity, and the profit is what is available to reinvest in the business, whether
Hmm.
that be in new equipment, or classes, or whatever it may be, going to a competition, the cost of entering, the cost of travel.
Yeah,
That It's the profit that you make that pays for those things.
yeah,
So it's really important that people sit down and work out their costs, more so now than ever, because we've all seen the prices of different products soar through the roof and then never quite come back down again. And over the last 5 years, we've had incidents where the vanilla crop got wiped out and the price of vanilla shot through the roof. Where there was a massive shortage of eggs at one point in the UK. I don't know about elsewhere in the world, but we had a huge egg shortage. We've had issues with the price of sugar going up. And then obviously the most recent is chocolate. And the price of chocolate is something that I see getting discussed daily
yeah,
on the kind of various cake
yeah.
chat groups and things like that. And the only way you're going to know exactly how much these things are all costing you to make a cake is to write it all down, to get it all down. I have spreadsheets that I update every year, and if there's a product change in price, I will update it and review it throughout the year. And that gives me my costs. But also,
Yeah.
you've got to remember, minimum wage has steadily risen. Why would we pay ourselves £5 an hour, when there's so many jobs we could go and do that would require much less effort and would pay us 5 times that? You know, we should value ourselves. And there's always the case and the argument from people who are saying, well, I'm just starting out and I can't charge that. So my comment back would either be, if you don't feel confident charging that, maybe take some additional time to skill up further, then you are confident charging that. Or just back yourself. Charge these prices at the beginning, because it's so hard to up your prices as you go along, because
Oh
then your
yeah. Yeah.
clientele changes,
Yeah.
because your clients will then say you're too expensive for them, and then you have to try to attract new clients
Yeah.
because you've lost your old clients because you've upped your prices. So better to start off having carefully costed it all out and saying, right, I know I have to charge this amount for a 6-inch round, and that's a buttercream finish. I know this
Yeah.
is how much I use, and this is it. And it's a hard one to do, and it takes days to work out all the costs and go through it all, and it's a headache, but
Yeah,
it's
it's
worth.
not a simple formula that everybody thinks is like, oh, I
Yeah,
found this formula, let me just do it. No, no, no. Do the math
yeah,
correctly and price correctly.
I think it's being brave to, because I did right from the beginning, was, if I'm going to make any sort of money out of this, people have to pay that price. And it is disheartening when people go, oh, that's too expensive, and they walk away. But like you say,
Yeah, you have
they're
to be
not
strong.
your people. You need to find the right clients
Mm-hmm.
for what you're worth, and being brave to charge what you're worth, from the outset is a lot easier. It does get easier, because then you're kind of, okay, these are my clients, and I have clients that come back year after year because they know that they're getting their money's worth, basically.
Exactly.
So yeah.
But to everybody who's listening in this episode, is like, see, it's not just me who says this. It's like, this is I mean, it is. You have to put on your business cap. You have to think it as a business, do the math, and price correctly. Because like Aimee and Debbie were saying, if you want to go to that competition, if you want to go to that award, if you want to participate or take classes, you need to have the money. Recently, there was a discussion on Facebook because many cake shows are closed, especially in the United States. A lot of cake shows are closing, people is not going. And of course, the community was like, oh, because people have to go, they have to invest. And immediately my question was, why are they not investing? Why are they not going? Because they don't have the money. They don't have the money because they're not pricing correctly. It's not a business. It's just an expensive hobby. Many people, this still is it's mind blowing how many cake artists or bakers or home bakers or small business bakers are still out there who are not doing the math. So do the math.
yeah. And I always say, I find a lot of people fall into cake because they've made them maybe for their children, and that's how it started.
Yeah.
And for them, they may be very, shall I say, comfortable in life. And I'm not saying well off, but comfortable in the sense that they may have a partner who shares the expenses of the household with them, or they may have a good job and they cover all of the
Yeah, it's
expenses.
like,
So the
okay,
cakes are just and a bit of extra money. But one of the things I always say to people is, don't just think about yourself, think about the industry as a whole. And when you're undervaluing yourself, you're also undervaluing the entire industry
yeah,
and that person. So I know I have this problem where, people aren't charging their worth locally, and they say, well, no one will pay that, or I don't need the money. And I say, well, I'm a single girl. I do need the money.
I did
Like,
it. Yes.
I do. Like, I don't have anybody to share those bills with. I don't have anybody to help me out with expenses. If I'm short on a month, then there's no one to say, hey, it's okay. We've got this. I'm just me. So I always say, you're kind of impacting the people that maybe do need to be earning the money.
Yeah.
And you know, if it is just a hobby, then do it as a hobby. Don't say you're doing it as a business, you know,
Exactly.
because that's when you affect other people. So it's about kind of, we all need to support each other, and we all need to boost each other, and have each other's backs in the
Yeah.
industry, like
Yeah.
massively so. So that if we're all valuing ourselves,
Absolutely.
then people have no choice but to value us in turn, you
Yeah.
know?
Yes, because that's the standards. I will be the standard, and people have to move on
Yeah.
from there. Perfect. Before we finish the show, we always finish with the same question. Debbie, I know you answered this question last year, but I don't know if you have a different answer this time.
I can't even remember what the
Oh,
question
see,
was.
it's okay then. It's fine. I always ask my guests the same question. If you could bake a cake to anybody, dead or alive, famous or not,
I know
who
who.
would
I know.
that be? Now you
I know
remember.
what I said.
Who
I
would that
remember
be?
now what I said last time.
Yeah, who would that be, and what would that cake look like? So
So
think
the
about that.
question, yeah, do I change my mind? I think I probably will stick with the same person. Yeah, I probably will, because last time when I answered it, I think it was for the Queen.
Was for the Queen, exactly, with the
Yeah,
horses. Yes,
yeah,
that's the man. Yeah.
because of my fell pony, and um, I'd I'd done a we did a what's the word I'm looking for? There was 40 fell ponies at Royal Windsor, and we paraded in front of the Queen. And I did try and do a cake for her, but I couldn't in time get it sort of organised so that she would get the cake. So
Uh,
I did one for all of us fell people instead.
yeah.
So yeah, it would still be the Queen. I would still love to, and not, you know, your sort of typical um, you know, British, you know, this is a Queen cake. I would do it horse themed, and I would make it fun and something that would put a smile on her face.
Oh, I
And
love it.
so,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
still.
you will stick to that, to your answer from last year. Good, good. Aimee, what about you?
So the first person that came to my mind is probably a random one, actually, quite obscure, but Diane von Furstenberg,
Oh,
or Diane as she pronounces it, Diane von Furstenberg. I think if anybody ever takes the time to go and look into her as a woman in a world of business, effectively, she is a trailblazer. Absolutely phenomenal woman. She broke every single rule and boundary that there was in creating her business in a time when women still didn't even have bank accounts of their own when she started. And then she just went from there. And if anybody ever has the time to read about her and what she's achieved, I think she's truly inspirational. There's, in fact, her and so many other women in the fashion industry like her that are massively kind of like they're the bad bitch, shall I say? You know, but they
okay,
are.
you can try. Try.
They're like they're like these women that you just look at
Yeah.
and you go, wow, what a force of nature. And I would love to do something that would be obscure, because I think very abstract, the sort of thing I love to do, because I get a lot of inspiration from fashion, and
Yeah.
I think that yeah, I'd love to do something for her. She's phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal.
Oh, that's great. That's great. I love that. I love that. Ooh, two great women for two great cake artists who will do their cakes. That's great. That's great. Girls, thank you so much for saying yes and for being here today. It was a blast. Now, Aimee, where can our listeners find you? Social media, website, tell us.
Yeah. So everything on socials is all at Aimee Ford Limited. Obviously, I spell my Amy a bit differently. It's AIMEE. So yeah, and then it's aimeford.co.im is my website, where you can buy all my products on the online store there as well. So yeah, that's where people can find me.
Great, great. What about you, Debbie?
I'm just Little Bran Cakes. Wherever you look for Little Bran Cakes, I pop up.
It's you. Absolutely. I know. And sometimes, like when I'm gonna tag you in a post or something, I just put Debbie and Little Barn Cakes comes up.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah. Just Debbie and Little Bran Cakes. It will
It's
come up.
just her. Just her.
That one. There you go. Girls, thank you so much for being here today. I really appreciate that you said yes and that you took the time to be here on the podcast. This will, of course, air before the DMAs because we want to create the expectation. Maybe we'll do a show after to tell to spill the tea on what happened on the awards. Maybe I don't know. There you go. Debbie's holding her very special word that she got from Kelly. See, I'm gonna talk to Kelly. I want one of those. I want one of those. I just hope that this year, because
You have to lose as many times as I've lost.
Well, yeah, I only lost once. So if I lose 3 times this year, probably I'll get my award.
But I've lost so many other things, Christina. It's not just those.
I mean, me too. Yeah, it's like what I mean, and yeah, I got a bronze. I always get bronze at Cake International. That's what I get, and that's it. I think no. Well, there was this Cake Star thing that I won, but honestly, I think I won because nobody else participated. Honestly, like I'm the cake, the modeling award in Portugal. I think nobody else participated, so I won. But it's fine. I have the title there, so it's okay. I don't know what I was gonna say. Oh, that what was it about this year, next year? No, I was gonna say something about the awards. See where we were talking.
Distracted you with my loserness.
No, it's okay. It's okay. About the awards, about what we're gonna do, who won, who didn't win. I don't know. I'll remember eventually. Maybe for the next show.
If we win, we'll come back.
If we will, yeah. And if we don't, we will also come back and tell how crappy we felt about that. Oh, now I remember. I just hope this year, Kelly, because last year my category, which just one was the community, the category was after dessert. I couldn't enjoy my dessert. I was so nervous, so anxious about it. I said, Kelly, please do the categories, whatever I'm nominated, just put it before dessert. The dessert looks really nice, and I couldn't eat it. I couldn't enjoy it because I was too nervous. Don't do that to me. And she just laughed. I don't know. Actually, I don't know. I have to check the lineup because I don't know when the categories are happening. But I'm less not stressed. I was more anxious last year about it. This year I'm like, well, whatever.
Yeah.
I've done it once, I've lost once, so I can keep losing. It's fine. Great. Thank you so much, girls, for being here. And
thank you.
Thank you for our listeners for listening to this episode. And as always, my friends, stay safe and stay creative. I'll see you next time. Thank you, girls.
Bye.
As your cake coach, I am here to help you. If you want to go a little bit further in your journey to organize your time, set clear goals, maybe teach, work on your mindset, or set a roadmap for results, especially for results and success, I am here for you. Why don't you book a free discovery call with me? I will be leaving the links here in this episode so we can chat, we can talk about what you really need, and we can see if we're a good fit for each other. Remember, I have just one mission in this cake world. First is to unite the cake community as one and to make you, my cake artist, my sweet friend, understand the importance of investing in you. Like I said, I will be leaving the links here in the description of this episode so you can book a 30 minutes free discovery call with me. And just remember, in case nobody said this to you today, I do appreciate you and I want you to stay safe and stay creative.